What up, Vibe Tribe? It's me, Celia Marie 1243 on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. Everywhere you can find me, I'm Celia Marie 1243. If you are new, if this is your first video with us, welcome to the tribe. Very excited to have you. So today we are going to be doing a pick a card or pick a pile on what are the hidden gifts and talents that you have. Literally everybody has the ability to tap into their gifts and abilities, and if you guys have not, like, some of these might be things that you already are kind of aware of, or maybe you just didn't know that they were that strong, or these could be completely hidden gifts that you should probably try and explore and see what you can find. So I'm going to be doing the piles based off of crystals and numbers. I won't be showing you guys any cards until they're actual reads. So for pile 1, we have this selenite tower. Pretty selenite tower. For pile 2, this is an amethyst point. Double terminated point. That's pile 2. Pile 3, we have chrysocolla. Okay. And then pile 4, we have Mook Jasper. Okay, so pause if you need to. Really just use your intuition. Rewind if you have to. Go back, really choose what resonates with you. If more than one resonate with you, that's fine too, because I feel like we got a lot of gifted people in here. So take it how it resonates for you. And we will start with pile 1, the selenite tower. So for you, we have the scrying mirror. Okay, love that. Kind of matches my makeup. Super dope. That was not planned. So the scrying mirror says projection on it as well. So I feel like this card is talking about you being really a very talented manifester. I feel like the things that you manifest have a huge chance of coming true anytime that you do it, and that's good or bad things. So I think it's really important for you to keep your thoughts very, good, because you are able to manifest things into your reality like in an instant is what I'm getting. I also feel like with this mirror, I feel like you are probably an empath. A lot of us in here are. And I feel like you have the ability to almost not only absorb people's energy, but kind of like throw it back to them, if that makes sense. So like if somebody is, or vice versa as well, like if somebody is being like rude to you or whatever, I feel like you have the ability to kind of like absorb it and throw it back to them without even doing anything, like without even trying. And then it also might be vice versa, right? Like if you are trying to give something to somebody, like it comes right back to you. Manifestation, right? So I would caution this pile, for one, just make sure that you try and keep your thoughts as clean and decent as possible. You're, always wishing for the best for everyone, because what you do and say, what you manifest, comes true. It also says projection. I feel like astral projection might be a strong suit of yours as well. If you haven't tried that, I would look into it. Okay, let's see. 3 of Cups. It's in reverse. So the 3 of Cups talks about like a collaboration, right? With this card, I feel like this is you being very strong on your own. Like, you could use your gifts with other people, but I feel like you probably have developed these gifts a lot by yourself, and probably almost, I'm getting, in the defense. Like a lot of empaths develop their gifts by going through trauma, really. So I feel like you might have gone through trauma as a child, and that has really helped, or not even as a child, maybe for some of you it could be any point in your life where you've went through some trauma or some rough times, and it's really allowed you to develop especially this way that you can kind of bounce people's emotions back to them, right? Change. Okay? Change. Like I said, I think you are a really, really good manifester. That's what I'm getting, like, because with this change, right, we have this little unicorn up here with this hot air balloon, and I feel like you have the ability to make something change in an instant. Like, I feel like your energy is really, really strong. People can feel it, like, from a mile away. I feel like you have the ability to jump into a room and, like, change the entire mood of the room. I feel like you also, like I said, you absorb other people's energy. Like, you take it in, and it really affects you. So I would just make sure, I would caution you to make sure that you're protecting yourself as well, because when you are easily able to give it out, a lot of times you're easily able to take it in, and it's going to be really important for you to shield yourself and set boundaries and protect yourself. Music, okay, music. I feel like this might be a way that you receive a lot of your messages from your spirit guides, perhaps, okay, through music. You will get, so if you haven't noticed that about yourself, maybe try and think about the next time you listen to music, like, think about the lyrics. What do they make you feel? What are you seeing and doing while you're playing that music? Maybe try guided meditations, or you know, they have like sleep sounds and stuff like that, and I feel like that might help you actually to strengthen your manifestation abilities through your subconscious with the music, because they have the different you know, tones with the different you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Parenting. Wow. Okay. So like I said, I think some of you have really gone through a lot of trauma, especially within your childhood. Take it how it resonates for you. But I feel like a lot of you guys have gone through a lot of really traumatic things that have allowed you to be the strong person that you are today, and be this major manifester and somebody who absorbs and is able to bounce back energy to people. And I feel like you are really learning how to, like, reparent yourself again, and you might also be a parent yourself. And I think ooh, I just got, if you are a parent now, make sure that you are, if there are any bad things or not so great things that happened in your childhood, make sure that you are not reflecting those back on your children, because remember, you are a super good manifester. Whatever you're thinking comes to fruition. And you mirror people. So make sure that you're only mirroring good things, especially in your parenting style and when you're reparenting yourself, right? Like going through shadow work, stuff like that. I'll try and link the shadow work video down below if you guys don't know what I'm talking about with shadow work. Okay. And then we have healing, of course. So, pile one, you guys are excellent healers. I feel like you are able to, like, I just really get, like, this is a mirror, but I also almost get, like, magnifying glass energy from it. Is like you're able to take a little bit of healing and make it grow. Like, you're very good at, possibly, I feel like you could possibly be some kind of counselor or guide. You possibly read tarot or something similar. Maybe you're like in the medical field. If not, like, I just feel like you have a very healing presence. When people are around you, they feel like they can talk to you. Maybe your voice is very soothing to people. I also get that your touch, right? That's why I said, I think a lot of you guys are probably doctors or maybe physical therapists, some of you guys. And if you're not in some kind of tactile profession, I feel like you do just have like this healing energy that just really radiates from you. Look at that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to draw a couple more of the tarot cards. Woo, oh my gosh. just to see what we got. Okay, I'm gonna flip that. I feel like that needed to be upright. Okay. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords I'm taking in reverse. The Eight of Swords is talking about, I feel like this is your ability to like get out of your own head, right? Again, manifestation. I feel like you are a super good manifester. And if you have not been like kind of taking advantage of that skill, I would definitely try and do that, because you really have the ability to get people out of their own heads. I feel like I heard talk somebody off the ledge. Like, I feel like you are really good with your words. You have really healing tendencies, voice, and people look to you for advice a lot. You're able to talking people off the ledge. I heard that very loudly, so maybe you've done that recently, or you will be doing that for somebody in the future. Okay, strength. Like I said, I think you've been through a lot of trauma in your life, and I want you to make sure that you're taking all of that trauma and channeling it into something good, because that has made you so strong. And a lot of times when you go through trauma like that, it's because you are being strong. You're being made strong for yourself to carry on, and then to teach other people and help other people along on their journeys. Okay. And then we have the Chariot. Again, like I said, I think you are an excellent manifester. That's like the big overarching one for this pile, is like you're an excellent manifester, and things that you manifest have the ability to happen like that, like come true right away. So I would just say again, make sure that you are manifesting everything for everyone involved's highest good always. And if you are focused on things that aren't that great, just be ready for it to come back to you, because karma is a huge thing in manifestation. So, and like I said, this Chariot is fast. It happens like that for you. So you may or may not have noticed that, but kind of take a look at some of your situations. All right, let me know how this resonated for you, pile one, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into pile two. Let me just scooch pile one over there. What's up, pile two? How y'all doing? Okay, so you chose the amethyst. Crystals. Healing. Okay, so I feel like this pile, I get that you guys are very tactile healers. I feel like your touch is able to heal people. I feel like you might also be able to read the vibrations of things very well. You might be able to touch things and feel the past of them. I can't remember, what is it called? I literally just looked this up the other day, because I did this the other day. I literally touched something and I saw like its past. There's a word for it. There's a word for it. If I remember what it is, I'm going to say it. But, and if I don't remember what the word is, comment it down below so that I can reply to your comment with the word, because I think that's one that you might want to explore if you haven't already. But I feel like you can definitely feel the vibrations of things through touch, right? And you're also able to heal. So I feel like you might be a doctor, a nurse, something like that, possibly a tarot reader, using your hands. And then also Reiki healing might be something that you want to look into if you haven't already. Okay, let's get your tarot card. Ooh, Six of Voices. Okay, the Six of Voices or the Six of Cards. Cards. The Six of Swords. I don't know what, child. Listen, okay. So I feel like with this Six of Swords, I think this is you being able to, I'm getting that you're very persuasive. I think that you are able to really help people to start anew, is what I'm getting. And I feel like at the time of you reading this, I feel like you might be kind of new to your spiritual journey as well, which is really interesting. Or you might be entering a new level specifically of your spiritual journey, because that's kind of what the Six of Swords is all about, is like starting a new venture, right? So I feel like maybe you're going to be looking into some of these things that I'm going to be telling you guys about, which is exciting. Illumination. There you go. And I just got chills. Woo. I just got chills. So this illumination card, I feel like a lot of things are starting to like make a lot of sense to you. Interesting. So I'm noticing this reflection here. I feel like you are seeing yourself in situations and in other people, which is interesting because that's kind of related to that other pile. Like I said, if you guys felt drawn to more than one pile, feel free to choose more than one. But you guys, some of you might have already watched pile 1, but I'm kind of almost getting the same vibes with, you know, you're able to kind of reflect people's emotions, right? If somebody is feeling sad, like you take that on for yourself sometimes. Or if you're feeling sad, I feel like it's easy for you to kind of like affect the mood of others. So like I was telling pile 1, I would make sure that, you know, you kind of keep in mind that you have this ability and really be able to have control over your emotions. With illumination, I'm really also getting to that I think you're coming to like a lot of epiphanies lately. Like around the time that you're reading this or getting this reading, I feel like you're getting a lot of epiphanies. A lot of things that didn't make sense are making sense. And if it hasn't happened yet, it's about to. That's really exciting. Okay, some of you guys might be, like I said, going into like a spiritual awakening or like reaching a new level, which is nice. Self-discipline. Okay, so another hidden gift that you have, I think you are, that's funny, I got a lot of contrast with this. So I feel like you are either really, really self-disciplined all the time, or sometimes you're not disciplined at all. It's like all or nothing with you. But I feel like when you are self-disciplined, you are able to like literally do anything, just conquer anything. You have a super good willpower that allows you to kind of like power through your dreams, power through those things that you need to do. But then when you don't do them, you kind of just don't do them at all. We have 4 and a 1, which is 5. I feel like that's funny because I feel like if you kind of go back and forth between self-discipline and not, I feel like that's about to change as well as you start to get more into in touch with your spirituality and some of these gifts that we're talking about. Okay, self-discipline. Yeah, I feel like meditation, I'm seeing somebody meditating. I feel like if you've been having a hard time meditating, I feel like you're not disciplining yourself enough, but you have the ability to do so. Okay, just know that you definitely have the ability to do that. Really focus in on things and also manifest, like I said for pile 1, if you guys watched that. Effort. This is so interesting. So with this effort card, much like self-discipline, which is really interesting. So I feel like when you guys do put effort into something, it happens. It happens for you. But I feel like you don't always put effort into things. I feel like things have always kind of come easy to you. There we go. That's what it is. I'm getting chills. Okay, that's confirmation for me. I feel like things have always kind of come easy to you. I feel like you're very lucky. Okay, I get a lot of luck from this pile. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and I have chills all over. Wow, yeah. So you've been really, really lucky, but I feel like once you do, like when you do put effort into things, things happen even better for you. But I feel like you don't always put 1,000% of your effort or self-discipline into things because they just happen. But imagine the things that could happen for you once you do put in this effort, once you are self-disciplined. I feel like you're going to need to do that in the upcoming, you know, months, weeks, years after seeing this reading, because like I said, I see major changes for you happening. and you're going to need to use these gifts and talents. This tactile healing that you have, I think you're going to need to use that. It's going to be really important for you. And I feel like you also see things very clearly. I feel like you might be very clairvoyant as well. I just saw that in a crystal, and I feel like this is a clear quartz here on this card. I feel like you also have the ability to kind of like amplify people's energies, which is a lot like the first pile. Interesting. I feel like a lot of these piles are going to be very connected, and that's been happening a lot in the readings. But if you pick more than one pile, that's your intuition, you know. Courage. Interesting, because the strength card came out in that first pile. I think piles are very, very linked. If you have not watched it, try and go watch it. So we have courage. I feel like you are very, very brave. I feel like you've been through some rough stuff probably, and I feel like you're fearless. You don't back down from a challenge, and I feel like you deep down, right? And these are your hidden abilities, you know, things that are a little bit deeper than surface level. I feel like if you're saying like, oh, that's not me, like I'm not, you have this ability. You have like this inner lion within you. You might be a Leo for some of you. Possibly a fire sign. If not, I'm getting a lot of warmth from a lot of these cards actually. There's a lot of warm energy. I feel like you might be also able to manipulate fire. And I feel like you might also be able to manipulate wind or smoke, possibly. Ooh, yeah, chills. Wow. Yeah. I feel like also I'm looking into this lion's eyes, and I feel like you might be like, there's something like you have a very intense stare. I feel like you can almost see through people. Does that make sense? Like you're able to like read people very, very well. If somebody's lying, I feel like you can tell. If somebody's lying, you are able to like read right through them. It comes to you very clearly, and I feel like that is claircognizance, right? You're able to just know, and you don't know where that comes from. I feel like you pick up on people's vibes, and you might not know where it comes from, but that's your intuition talking. So make sure that you are listening to that. Okay, I'm gonna get a couple more cards just to see. That's crazy. Guys, I have chills. Wow. Okay, so we have the death card. Okay, it came out in reverse, but I'm gonna take it upright. Maybe in reverse it means something to somebody, but I am gonna take it upright. I feel like with this death card, I feel like you do just have the ability to change your circumstances, like especially through visualization. You have the ability to change your circumstances. You're a good manifester. You're able to do that. I feel like I said, I think you're starting this new journey, and you're really going to be letting go of the past. And you're going to be using a lot of these gifts to help you put an end to all of the things that have happened in your past. Okay, we have the Six of Swords. Again, guys, I really feel like this is a pile for people who are about to reach a new level of consciousness. I feel like I also got that your words, I don't know if I said this before for this pile, but I feel like your words are very, very, they stick with people. So I would make sure that if you know you're talking to people, make sure that you try and come from the heart as much as possible, because your words are super, super sharp sometimes, and I think they cut people without you even realizing it. Okay? But yeah, I see a lot of healing for you coming up, and I really feel like you're going to be able to have the courage, right, to heal yourself. And then after that, I feel like you're also going to be helping to heal a lot of other people, like I said, through possibly crystal healing, Reiki, a lot of tactile. Definitely got a lot of tactile stuff from this pile. Okay. We have the Empress. Okay, the Empress, super abundant. She has this pomegranate, very fertile. Okay, you have the ability, again, a manifester. Somebody who's able to manifest their dreams very easily. Okay, so if you haven't been taking advantage of that, make sure you do, okay? Very fertile. A lot of, okay, don't take fertile the wrong way. I mean, it could be that too if that's what you're wanting, but I feel like this is also about creating new ideas and starting anew, really, especially in conjunction with this Six of Swords. So I see a lot of really good stuff. This wasn't necessarily like a future reading, but that's kind of how it came out for you, pile 2. So if you guys are like reaching a new level of consciousness, if you're on this ascension path, I wish you all the best of luck. I know you're gonna do great, especially having all of these gifts, and hopefully you will, you know, kind of explore those. Let me know how this resonates for you in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next read. Thank you, pile 2. All right, let's see. Moving over the piles, sorry. All right, we got pile 3. My Chrysocolla pile, what's up? How y'all doing? So your first card, Chrysocolla pile, pile 3, we got Hydromancy, Illusion, which is so crazy. I feel like all of these piles are linked. All of these piles are linked. If you really felt like choosing all of these piles, don't feel like you were wrong, because you were right. We actually had Illusion, I think, come out in the other pile. And it's kind of been like that. It's been like a domino effect. Like there's one word or pile that resonates with the past one. Interesting. So we have Hydromancy. I feel like you're very clairvoyant. You are able to see things that will happen in the future that have happened in the past, perhaps. I feel like you are also very, you could be a water sign. You don't have to be. But I feel like you're very calmed by water's presence, and I feel like water is a very good way for you to cleanse. Okay, it's a very good way for you to cleanse and like recharge your energy. So if you haven't been using water, I think you should. I feel like a lot of you probably have. You notice like you get this calm when you're around the water. I feel like you're also probably able to harness the water's energy to do things as well. I would look into that. Okay. Queen of Inspiration, or the Queen of Wands. Okay, I feel like your guys' intuition is popping. Like, I feel like you get like instant downloads and it's super clear, right? I'm looking back at this water again. I feel like when you get these visions, especially, like it's coming straight from your third eye. If you look at her, right, her physical eyes are closed, but this pineal gland is popping. There's like a little, I don't know if you could see it. Oh yeah, look at that. Boom. And I feel like it's super clear for you guys. Okay. I see this leopard on the card. Leopards are kind of like they're very good at like hiding. But what I'm getting from that is like, if you do feel like your intuition isn't that great, like that's an illusion. That's literally an illusion for you, because your intuition is popping, like really, really popping. If you've been having trouble with it, I think you might just be out of alignment. And I would really look to see what chakras you might have that are out of alignment in order to really get in touch with this gift. Okay, very interesting. Flexibility. Interesting. So there's a tiger on this one. There's a leopard on that one. Flexibility. So I feel like you're also very, I'm getting that you're a good like hunter, if that makes sense, right? A lot of this feline energy, like you're a go-getter, which is really interesting because we had a lion come out in the last pile. If you guys chose all of the piles, you were right. Or if you chose more than one pile, you were right, okay? So don't, again, trust that intuition. Flexibility. I feel like you are pretty, that makes sense with this hydromancy card, right? I feel like you're pretty go with the flow, especially Yatu with this chrysocolla. That's a lot of like water energy. Very go with the flow. I feel like you're probably a pretty chill person. And I feel like that helps other people as well. Like you affect other people with that ability. You're able to kind of calm people down without even really trying, which is a good ability to have. Environment, okay? Yeah, I'm getting a lot of nature vibes, a lot of earth and water energy especially. So you might be an earth or water sign, you don't have to be, but I feel like your environment is very important to you. So I would caution you to make sure that your environment is very clean, tidy. Make sure that you are getting outside enough. I feel like that's going to really help you to like keep your gifts, you know, keep that intuition popping, keep everything inspired, you know. So make sure you're really paying attention to your environment. Spirituality, wow. Yeah, okay, so I get that you're a very spiritual person. This could look like religion for you. It could look like spirituality. If you have not really tapped into the spirituality yet, I feel like you will be very, very soon. But for most of you, I think you've already kind of tapped into it. But you have this ability, I feel also, to connect with your angels, right? The 77. You have this ability to connect with your angels. I feel like you might also be possibly a medium. You might have spirits that come and visit you, that kind of just chat with you. They like to be around you, especially through this water, perhaps, right? Very interesting. Blessings. Blessings. Like I said, I think you're very, very, I feel like you're very in tune with like the spiritual realm, the angelic realm. You know, I think spirits really like you, energies that have kind of passed over, or maybe ones that haven't passed over. Like I feel like they seek you out a lot. So if you have been around a lot of you know, spirits or something, it's because they love you. Like your energy is really light, and I feel like a lot of them probably come to you for help. Like I said, this is blessings, so I feel like a lot of you are very, very blessed, especially by your angels. And I'm hearing also make sure that you're thanking them, right? Because a lot of you probably just feel very lucky, and I'm not saying you're not lucky, I'm just saying that that has to come from somewhere, and this is letting me know that it's from your angels, okay? So make sure that you are being grateful for that. Okay, we have the High Priestess. I'm taking all uprights, no reversals in this part particularly. Wow, the Magician. Wow, these are great cards. And the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Okay, so with this High Priestess, right? Again, we have like this crystal ball. I feel like clairvoyant, very, very clairvoyant. I feel like you have the ability to see things very, very clearly within your mind. This could be through meditation, astral projection, you know, when you're in touch with water. Maybe next time that you are kind of like touching the water, try and visualize something, something that you want, or something that had happened. You know, kind of play with this ability, because I think it's gonna prove really strong for you once you learn how to figure it out. Once you learn how to figure it out, really harness it, it's gonna help you, and I think it's gonna help a lot of other people as well. We have the Magician, which, wow, that's a really strong card to come out for this type of reading. Okay, the Magician is all about using all of the elements together. So I feel like again, like some of the other piles, like you're a great manifester. I feel like you are very resourceful, right? Like we had this flexibility card come out. You're very resourceful. You're able to kind of like make something out of nothing is what I heard. And I feel like you've been able to do this probably since you were a kid. Like you're very good. You could be like an engineer. You could be very good with your hands. And really just like, yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys are mediums. If you didn't know that, I would definitely look into it, because this magician, right, is like holding this, and it's like you're a conductor between the spiritual realm and the 3D realm. So definitely look into that if you have not. All right. And then Wheel of Fortune. Like I said, I feel like you guys are very, very lucky. I feel like your angels and guides love you. Other people's angels and guides love you. The angelic realm is in love with you, probably because you are a medium, okay? And I feel like they work so hard to protect you, and they work so hard to give you as much luck as you could possibly get. So make sure that you're thinking that, okay? Wow, this has been a really good pile. Like I said, if you are drawn to other ones, make sure you look at those too. But a lot of this is really good energy. You're very blessed. Very resourceful. Your intuition is popping, and I feel like your clairvoyance is on point. So really make sure that you try and harness that water energy. And let me know if you have had any experiences with that. If this resonated for you, make sure you like this video, and let me know in the comments. All right, thank you, pile 3. I will see you guys in the next video. All right, pile 4, last but certainly not least. Okay, the Jasper, super pretty, kind of matches my nails, love that. Okay, geomancy or geomancy. Listen, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I did get a lot of earth energy from this. Sacred geometry might mean something to you. That might be a very specific sign or confirmation for someone. I feel like you're very clever. You're very clever. I feel like you're also probably very patient. I'm getting a lot of earth energy from this as well. Sand. I feel like you might be able to read sand or harness the energy of the earth in some way to allow you to heal people or possibly see the future. Patience. I feel like you're very patient, very grounded. A lot of you are going to be earth signs for this pile especially. I'm going to take this upright. This is the 5 of Swords. I'm going to just read this card intuitively, because I always notice the olives when it comes out on this. And again, I feel like that's a lot of earth elements. I feel like you are very good at harnessing the power of the earth. I feel like it's very important that you make sure you go earthing. Make sure that you ground by way of getting in direct contact, like going barefoot through nature. If you don't know what like earthing is, look into that and make sure that you're doing that, because I feel like that's going to really help you to connect and stay in alignment with spirit and your higher self. Yoga, I feel like, is also a big one for you. Yoga is also going to really help you to stay in alignment and really channel these gifts that we're going to be talking about. Okay. Going forward, again, with the earth dang energy. Are you kidding? You guys gotta be an earth sign. No, you might not be, but I feel like a lot of you are. Let me know in the comments down below if you're an earth sign like this, if you're an earth sign. I feel like you're also very lucky. I'm getting a lot of luck from this card. I feel like you're also clairvoyant, possibly. You're able to see things. Wow. I feel like Dang, all of these piles have been really, really connected. A lot of you guys share, like, the gifts are intertwined. So, like I've told the other piles, if you felt like you wanted to choose other piles, you were not wrong. If you felt like you wanted to choose all the piles, you're also not wrong, because a lot of them are overlapping a little bit. So take what resonates for you. If something kind of sparks your interest, look into it and see if that's something that you might be able to do. I really feel like you are able to see the past of land. And you know what? It's crazy because I literally just found out that I had this ability. You are able to literally walk through like a patch of grass or like a patch of land, and you are able to really channel who has been there before, what has happened there before, and possibly what will happen there in the future. If you have not done that before, I would definitely look into it. I would definitely make sure that you're in alignment and try and do those types of things, because that's something that is coming through very, very strong for you. All right. I can't remember what the name of it is. It came out in another pile as well. And I said, if I don't remember what the name is, make sure you mention it in the comments down below so that I can give you the name, because I literally looked it up today because I've been doing it a lot lately. But yeah, wow, that's a really good one. A lot of this green energy, good luck, earth energy, happy ending. And again, I think this just really speaks to you being very lucky, okay? You being very happy in your life, and I think making other people happy. I think you radiate a lot of this energy out to people that makes people want to be around you. You help to ground people as well. I think when people are kind of like off, sorry, my nose is, whew. I feel like maybe you make people emotional. With my nose kind of running here, do you make people emotional a lot? Are you able to control? Wow, that just came through and I just got chills. Are you able to control people's emotions? Like telepathically, perhaps? Have you done that before? Where you've been able to like just look at somebody and make them cry? Or touch somebody and make them happy all of a sudden, right? A lot of healing energy. And I feel like a lot of this you are harnessing from the earth's energy. So make sure that you are getting in touch with your roots, right? The ground, the earth, Gaia, that Gaia energy, right? Intuition. Again, this came out in a lot of different piles. Your intuition is popping. You are able to tell. That was weird. I saw a fish for some reason. Maybe some of you guys are Pisces, perhaps. Let me know down in the comments how a fish resonates with you. Maybe you're very religious, possibly. Okay? Your intuition is very, very good. I feel like you kind of know things. This is claircognizance as well. Okay? You know things without really being able to explain why. Like, you just feel it. You just know it. That's exactly what claircognizance is. Is like you're able to really read people as well. Confidence. Okay? I feel like you're a very confident person. Okay? You should be. In all of these gifts, I feel like you are able to help people. I feel like you have been helping people, and if you haven't, I feel like you will be. What else do we have with this confidence card? Again, this resonates with the last pile, and I feel like it's been like this trickle down, which is really, really interesting. I feel like your guides and angels really, really love you. I feel like you possibly could be a medium as well, where your guides and angels speak to you a lot or want to send messages to other people through you, because I feel like they really trust you And they might send you this through that earth energy as you're grounding. So make sure you're paying attention to what you see when you are doing those types of things, because wow, the Knight of Pentacles, the World, Knight of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Okay. So I feel like you probably have very, very vivid dreams. And I feel like your angels and guides probably speak to you through dreams as well. So if you have vivid dreams, make sure that you're paying attention to those, because they're trying to tell you something. Probably always, right? They're trying to tell you something. I feel like you are very, very protected. Like I said, your angels, your guides love you. If you look at this wreath around homegirl, like, your angels, your guides, super, super love you. They protect you every step of the way as much as they possibly can. And then we have this Knight of Pentacles, which is earth energy, right? The Pentacles, earth energy. And it's, I feel like you have, this is interesting, you have this ability to give to others, right? So a lot of healing energy, but I feel like some of these gifts, I feel like if you're a parent, your child probably will also have these types of abilities that you have. You may or may not know that already, but maybe you've kind of noticed it lately, or you will start to notice it, like your child is kind of doing some like weird stuff or bringing up interesting things about talking to spirits possibly, or, you know, being able to do really interesting things with plants or dirt, or maybe they have a green thumb and that's like an early sign, right? But with this Knight, the Knight is usually somebody who's making an offer, they're giving something. So I feel like you're really giving of yourself with all of this, these gifts that you have, which is excellent. Let me know how that resonates for you guys, and yeah, comment down below. Let me know how all of this resonates with you guys. And please let me know if you picked another pile or possibly all of the piles, because I feel like a lot of people are going to pick all of the piles, which is really, really interesting. I don't think I've ever had it happen that profoundly in a reading before. But yeah, give this video a like and let me know how that resonated with you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, Pile 4.